Hello. Thanks for joining us again on the channel. Okay, yes, we've reviewed a lot of these. Too many, probably. But trust me, this one stands out. It caught me off guard. In a good way. Before we get started, there's a special discount if you're interested. The link is in the description and also in the top comment. Now let's not waste any more time and jump right into the details.
Let's start with our first reviewer's experience.
This reviewer purchased this portable generator aware of potential issues with starting it on propane for the first time. Despite watching numerous instructional videos and feeling prepared, they encountered significant difficulty. Following the manual's directions meticulously, our reviewer spent hours attempting to get the unit running on propane straight out of the box, initially suspecting a faulty regulator might be the culprit. The frustration mounted after hours of troubleshooting and online research yielded no results. The breakthrough came from another user's feedback online, which suggested a specific workaround. The solution was to first prime and run the machine with a small amount of gasoline. Following this advice, this client put in a little gas and let the unit run for about an hour until the tank was empty. Immediately after, they switched the fuel source to propane, and the generator started up without any further trouble. After this initial success, the machine ran smoothly on propane for several hours. The next day, it continued to operate reliably, allowing the user to complete the recommended break-in period. Based on this challenging initial experience, our reviewer offers some advice for others. A crucial tip is to handle the propane connection with extreme care. This means turning the tank's valve on very slowly, far slower than one might think is necessary, to avoid tripping an internal safety mechanism in the regulator. Additionally, one should be careful not to over-tighten the regulator onto the tank. If the unit still refuses to start, they suggest detaching the regulator and gently tapping it on a hard surface to potentially unstick that safety valve. By first using a small amount of gas to get the system going, this client believes others can avoid hours of frustration and get their new generator working as intended.
Let's begin by examining the insights provided by our first reviewer.
This reviewer initially had a very frustrating experience with a new portable generator they purchased. Shortly after its arrival, the unit started up but then died after only about 10 minutes of use and could not be restarted. The subsequent attempt to find a solution was equally disheartening. Our reviewer faced a long wait time when contacting the manufacturer's support line, only to be directed to 2 local repair shops. After a significant drive, they discovered that neither shop would work on the device, citing ongoing issues with getting parts and poor communication from the manufacturer. To make matters worse, one of the repair technicians looked up the machine's history and found that it had been previously sold and returned, even though this client had purchased it under the impression that it was new. Attempts to contact the seller through the large online marketplace where it was bought went unanswered, and they realized too late that the item was listed as non-returnable, leaving them feeling completely stuck. However, the situation eventually took a positive turn. The manufacturer reached out to our reviewer directly and after a pleasant exchange, arranged for the defective unit to be shipped back in exchange for a full refund. Concluding they had simply received a lemon, this client's faith was restored enough that they purchased a different model from the same company and have been very happy with it. Their final takeaway was a strong recommendation for the brand itself, but they caution others against buying through the same online retailer, which offered no assistance when the original purchase went wrong.
Cool. Let's uncover what our next reviewer has to say.
This reviewer recently got their hands on this portable power generator, and overall, they're quite pleased with it. It's a solid piece of equipment that seems like it will serve them well. However, there were a couple of hiccups along the way worth mentioning. First off, when the unit arrived, the propane hose regulator was busted, which meant no gas could get through. A bit frustrating, sure, but this client was really impressed with the manufacturer's customer service. They reached out and the company was super responsive, worthy of some serious praise. They quickly sent out a replacement part which arrived in just a few days. After swapping out the broken piece, the generator fired right up and worked perfectly. Performance-wise, this generator does what it's supposed to do. It runs smoothly and isn't overly loud, though it's not the quietest machine out there for its size and power. Our reviewer thinks it could be even better with a few extra features. It would be fantastic if the manufacturer considered adding an electric start, even on these smaller models. While pull starting isn't a deal breaker, it can be a bit awkward at times, especially when running on propane. Despite these minor suggestions, this client is happy with their purchase. It's a reliable generator that gets the job done, and a few small tweaks could really elevate it to the next level.
That's all for now. If you found this useful, hit like and subscribe. Let's talk in the comments. See you in the next video.